My name is Mac Bruton. Mac is short for Macaulay, which is my middle name. I now have two beautiful children and the most wonderful wife in the world, and we live in Indianapolis. My aunt and uncle, my aunt who's from Ecuador, and then my uncle, they went to be missionaries in Ecuador. I gotta say that this is a story of God just doing miracle after miracle to bring them back to Ecuador. He gave them a vision to create experiences for festivals around the Midwest and sell products from Ecuador there. As kids, my cousin was actually able to really understand what it meant to create an experience and to show light and love, and one thing led to another, and we began selling toys. We now have an international organization with offices all around the world. As you can imagine, us along with just about every other small business in the world faced things in the pandemic that no one had faced before. And it really tried, I think, all leaders, whether you were leading yourself or a team of people or an entire company. I think we really started to understand that maybe we didn't have it all together, and maybe our dependency on God wasn't exactly what we thought it was. And then, in the middle of a pandemic, God told us, hey, it's time for you to go to Indianapolis. We didn't know what that meant and why, but we just knew after a lot of conversations and after God working in our heart that we were supposed to go and shine Jesus' light in Indianapolis. He moved us directly into Broad Ripple, a block and a half from the Marsh building that we had no idea is owned by Traders Point. As we got more and more plugged in, we were invited to the Leadership Conference of 2021. Going through the Leadership Conference was an incredible experience, and I would say there's a couple things that stood out to me that I got to apply directly to what I did in my work. And the first one was time management. We can all use a refresher on time management. We are all getting pulled in multiple different ways. And in order to really glorify God and be the best leader that we can, managing our time in a way that makes sure that we prioritize the most important things in our life, it's crucial to manage our time in an efficient way in order to glorify God. Anthony Hunt gave just such an incredible piece of that. And I immediately took that information. I not only took it individually, but I worked and gave some of that information to our team. And we began to implement different pieces to at least help in the workplace with our time management. Whether that was scheduling anything that we had to do and making sure that it was on a calendar. And we're not perfect at it, but it was due to the leadership conference last year that allowed us to continue to work through that, to continue to set goals that seemed impossible at the time, but we got to grow together. The other piece that really impacted me the most was I am terrible at a lot of things. In order to focus on your strengths, I think you really have to recognize what you're bad at. Within that recognition of weakness within yourself, there's a huge opportunity. The skill sets that I possess are very few. And if I can find others that possess skill sets that complement mine, then we can build some cognitive dissonance and build a much greater team. I can only speak for myself, but I know that I am a much better leader due to the opportunities I was given just for getting plugged into Traders Point and then receiving that invitation to come to the leadership conference and be a part of that virtually.